Freediving is a personal experience, and your gear is a big part of it. With experience, your equipment almost becomes part of you. To have your gear seamlessly integrate with you, you need to choose each item so it is specific to you. Your mask is your window to the underwater world. You're looking for the lowest volume, closest profile possible, so you use the least air equalizing it and have the best streamlining. Check the fit. It should stay with gentle inhalation and without having to force it onto your face. Freediving fins are lighter, longer, and more flexible than fins for scuba, snorkeling, or boarding. Most are full-foot fins that fit like a slipper. They should fit snugly, but comfortably. Snorkels allow you to breathe with your face in the water at the surface, allowing you to relax and breathe easier amid waves. They're also useful when you're watching your buddy dive, because you can keep your face in the water. You don't use them all the time freediving, but you use them a lot. Choose a rigid snorkel like this one, without the valves and flexible lower section common on scuba snorkels. You remove it a lot, so you may want to simply tuck it under your mask strap. Position it so the tip is over the crown of your head, with the mouthpiece comfortably in place. Wetsuits are standard equipment in open water freediving to help you stay warm, but also to provide buoyancy. Choose a wetsuit designed specifically for freediving with ample thickness to stay warm. Freediving wetsuits are more supple and streamlined than those used for other water sports. Wetsuits insulate you with neoprene foam. A little water seeps in but gets trapped, warms quickly, and doesn't contribute to heat loss. A poor fit chills you or restricts movement, so be sure to have a PADI Pro help you get a proper fit. Your weight belt offsets your suit and body's natural buoyancy. The most important feature is the quick release, so you can discard your weights rapidly in an emergency. In freediving, the preferred weight belt is rubber or other elastic material. This is because water pressure compresses your suit's foam neoprene. Rubber contracts as you descend, taking up slack and helping the belt stay snug around your hips. You use a timer in most forms of freediving. A watch rated at 200 meters water resistance works. But the best choice is a freediving computer. These time freedives to depth or at the surface, have time or depth alarms to help you stay within your limits, record your dive times and durations, and have other features your PADI professional can show you. You almost always want to float when freediving in open water. It provides support for resting, for getting ready to dive, assisting a diver, and the drop line. You can keep accessories, signaling devices, a bottle of drinking water, and spare weights in some floats. And when needed, the float supports a dive flag to warn away boaters. The size rope you use depends upon what you're doing. Use moderate diameter line for a drop line. The drop line will have a weight at the end and a bottom plate above the weight. The bottom plate is usually set at the freediver's target depth. You can use a finer line to tow your float when recreational freediving. Always use a reel or line caddy to store and deploy the line and reduce entanglement risk. Dive flags warn boaters to stay away and are required by law in many areas. You use either the red and white traditional diver's flag, the blue-white pennant alpha flag, or both, depending upon where you're diving. Your instructor will tell you the requirements for the local area. Local regulations say how close to stay to your flag and how far away boaters stay. If there are no specific laws, stay within 15 meters or 50 feet. Boaters should stay 30 to 60 meters or 100 to 200 feet away, but don't assume boaters see or recognize your flag. When constant weight freediving, the safety lanyard keeps you from drifting away from the line. In an emergency situation, rescuers can retrieve a lanyard diver by pulling up the drop line or releasing a counterballast system. The lanyard is typically 30 centimeters or 1 foot to 150 centimeters or 5 feet long, made from inelastic cord that doesn't knot or tangle easily. It has a heavy-duty quick-release wrist or ankle strap. The other end has a large carabiner that secures to the drop line. You only use a safety lanyard diving along a weighted drop line in unobstructed water. They're not used in recreational freediving. That doesn't involve a drop line. A compact knife or cutting tool is important for safety, so you can free yourself from entanglement. It is especially important in recreational freediving. Wear it on your weight belt or leg, where you can reach it with either hand, and keep it sharp so it cuts quickly in an emergency. Carry a small whistle so you can get attention in an emergency. Tuck it into a sleeve or wear it on a necklace inside your suit where you can retrieve it if needed. You can keep more elaborate signal devices, such as signal mirrors, a waterproof radio, or even a mobile phone in your float. The float itself should be brightly colored and easy to see. As you learned, it's wise to have emergency oxygen and a first aid kit for all diving activities. There are different options available. Learn about different types of emergency equipment and how to use it when handling emergencies in the PADI Emergency Oxygen Provider course and the Emergency First Response Primary Care (CPR) and Secondary Care First Aid courses. If you're a scuba diver, you will also want the PADI Rescue Diver certification. Emergency buoyancy devices allow a rescuer to make a freediver buoyant. Though not required equipment for all activities, they're not unusual in competition or training situations. At least one manufacturer makes a safety vest that uses compact gas cartridges. It auto-inflates if you exceed predetermined time or depth. The diver or a rescuer can also trigger the system manually. You will want a bag that holds all your equipment safely. Look for a long bag that accommodates your fins. Most freedivers prefer ones that let wet gear drain. Your instructor will help you set up your gear, but here are general guidelines to get you started. After cleaning a new mask according to manufacturer's instructions, adjust the strap so it's comfortable and positioned. Put your snorkel in place so that the tip's here. If you know how much weight you need, adjust your weight belt so it fits comfortably over your wetsuit around your hips with a bit of stretch so that it's snug, and have 15 centimeters or 6 inches or less protruding from the buckle or enough to tuck in if you prefer. If you don't know your weight, attach the buckle for now. Your instructor will help you adjust it later. Once you have your equipment set and adjusted, put everything except your weights into your gear bag. Freediving equipment is easy to care for with a few simple steps. First, inspect it before each use. Don't dive with gear that's not in good working condition. Second, rinse everything in clean fresh water after use in seawater, chlorinated water, or dirty fresh water. Then, let it dry out of the sun before storing it someplace cool and dry. Generally, avoid exposing your gear to direct sun for prolonged periods. Cover everything between dives because the sun speeds deterioration and can damage dive computers or other electronics. Follow manufacturer instructions for any additional care.